All right, we are in the game. Welcome back to Academy Rush Fridays. Some of the best Fridays, right? Fridays are always the best because of this. And it starts the week of LCS, Monday Night League, the Bud Light League Lounge. There is just so much to be had. And could you believe it? It's week 6 already. We're already on the back half of the spring split. I cannot believe it. We have TSM going up against CLGA Gaming on this one. It is going to be the 5-5 TSM up against the 1-9 CLG, struggling a little bit to get themselves into the spring split. Fine footing, both them in the academy side and the main roster. So seeing a bit of kind of regrowth there as they have really turned things around and figured out kind of what are they going to do with these new rosters and how are they going to build trust amongst the players. We'll see how it happens here in this game. We did see other teams picking up wins last week over Dignitas and whatnot, so it's not impossible. In the back half of the split is where you can really make a stand. Like we said before, the playoffs here for Academy are as previous seasons. The LCS is really the only one that's changed, so it's going to be for Academy, those top 6 teams with the first 2 grabbing buys, and then we go through that playoff bracket. The picks and bans throughout this for TSM kind of focused to support. Didn't want Phil to really be able to support Win too much. We saw Yumi, Senna, Braum being banned, and then the other 2 are Karthus and Gangplank amongst Phase 1 and Phase 2. So TSM really focusing the bottom side of the map to slow it down. And on the other side, for CLGA Gaming's bans, you saw the Aphelios obviously getting taken away from Lost, with Olaf, Trundle, second phase ban going towards jungle because TSM didn't feel like they needed to pick jungle in the first 3, and the Nautilus and Ornn for a few tanks and supports to be taken out from the side of CLG as well. So interesting that TSM came up with, so I believe it was Zoe was the last of the first phase, and then their last 2 were Zac and Taric. And I thought, wow, Trouble Bubble follow-up with Zac, but also Cosmic Radiance follow-up if you have that right person tethered with Taric. So really cool to see Taric back in, see how these engagements start. That bot lane is going to be interesting to watch. It's very pokey from Karma and an Ezreal up against the Misfortune and a Taric. So you get a little bit of healing there, so they should be able to, as you see, stay safe with those W shields and whatnot when the heals come through. Tuesday, scatter and evolve a bit. There's a summoner heal coming through for him. Ooh, nice force of will, dropping that orb back onto him. Trading a good amount of damage back and forth. Just stay safe in the mid lane. So a good bit of fighting so far in every lane. Tuesday and Evolved, I feel like it's going to be a great lane. Evolved, a very aggressive player. #1 coming out of Scouting Grounds there, and he is very excited to already get this roam on. Let's see if he can find Fragus on the bot side of the map on this Sejuani. Pretty safe jungler, all things considered, so he should be able to get through no problems whatsoever. Bot lane's already pushed up, so Evolved has a bit of a scary roam here. Deus going in with the Darkened Blade Qs, one after the other. Trading with Dokla on set here. Kind of see what this play is. Dokla did play Ornn last week with Evil Geniuses for their second game, but he did also play set 2-0-4 versus 100 Thieves. So Dokla knows what he's doing here. He knows how to throw the punches and see if he can get Deus up against the ropes on this top side. We saw a little bit of love there from Spica coming through. This Sejuani and Trundle for him last week, and definitely haven't seen the Zac. I can say that for sure. So this is going to be awesome to see how he can provide initiations for the team and support if they are actually getting poked on too much, how they can start to break that poke. You have the Ezreal, you have the Karma, you have the Syndra. So you can always get a pick here from the side of CLG. If it's not going to be a super amount of poke, I didn't mean poke so much, more so of a pick. But you also have Fragus and Deus to follow up on those persons being stunned, slowed, or possibly taking quite a bit of front-end damage. Pretty early here in the first portion of the game, just 4.5 minutes in, and we saw a bit of aggression in the mid lane, and Spica coming towards top now twice. He jumps in. A quick umbral dash for Deus, and that flash is going to be down. Now it's going to be a kill as well for Spica coming out of the jungle. Gets a little sticky with that bubblegum. Zac sticks up Deus to go down there for first blood. Teleport is going to be up on that top side. A little bit more armor there for Deus as he comes back. Don't even know if he's going to be able to fit too many potions in. It's not even a refillable. There it is. Probably just waiting on a few more coins to get in there. It's always good to get refillable. If you find yourself buying quite a few potions and going back to lane, refillable. It was a hard transition for me to make, actually. You're like, no, I don't use it that much, I swear. But then you go and you look and you're like, wait, I bought like 5 potions already. Refillable. It's just the answer. It's just the answer. Especially when you're in the solo lane. You're going to be fighting. You're going to be trading. It's always good to get. I like this backstop here. Infernal Chain. Boop. And Dokla's going to have to wait a little bit. Cannon Wave coming up here. It would have been really nice for Dokla to be able to get a full back onto that. But it looks like he may get up on this wave and just say, no, we'll get it to the turret. Safe jungling on both sides. Fragas has really hovered around the bot side of this map quite a bit. He's obviously cleared his top side jungle, but more towards this bot, making sure Wind and Phil are safe in their farming. They could have control over this Infernal as well, with the amount of push you're actually getting from this Carmeline. All quiet though, after that first blood. So Deus is going to have to play a little bit more safe. We already see him putting the teleport ward out. Good on him. Nice ward from Tuesday. Oh, gets one for himself. Very nicely done. Wasn't the big one. Would have been a huge win. But there, see, having Fragas on that bot side, they can get themselves into these situations where they can find where Spica is, get a little bit of knowledge on the map. You do see it being pretty good if there is, I should say, a poke fight. You get Evolve just throwing these bubbles out with the chance that Spica can see with the initiation. Even once they get to turrets, if TSM is ahead, Zach well ahead at turrets provides so much aggression. You don't know if he's actually going to release the slingshot. He can prep the slingshot and just sit there in front of your turret. You only get a little bit of relief when it's on cooldown if you didn't really pull the trigger, and it's a game of guessing whether or not he's going to initiate. Sometimes you can't afford to play it. So CLG really has to stay and stall from falling behind in this game if it's going to happen. Going to the mid lane, Tuesday already getting hit up. That true damage coming through, but I think he just dodged out on it. Very nice movement. In the end, oh, the auto and the eerie kill. You got to be kidding me. That's Cat Evolved. That's Evolved right there, if you will. And coming up with a second kill of the game, Dokla with the setup, and he's going to get him himself assist on that. Tuesday thought he was out safe, but I guess you are never safe from the troublemaker. The Paddle Star comes through, and the Airy locks down the kill. Absolutely amazing stuff. Those are the mind breakers here, the early game. You're using the summoner spells, and the opposing team doesn't have to. TSM did not have to get too much wasted on that one. Dokla did come down. He had the timing in his lane though, 66 to 56 ahead in CS, and he's already making the roams. Beautifully done. Phage finish for him, so he can do a little bit of a catch-up play on every punch going on to Deus now. That becomes a bit more difficult. I like the choice by CLG to switch it up. They're going to say, hey, chance to fight towards the top side of the map. When we do hit 6, if we're in the middle of a fight, Syndra's a bit more powerful. Evolved has some conditionals. It's harder for Zoe to set up that damage. Evolve doesn't make it look too difficult from what we've seen, but man, that was clean in the mid lane, especially to bounce that off the minions and set that kill up off the wave and Airy. So 2-0 here. Fragas doing a bit of cleaning on war duty. He's been pretty quiet all game, but he's got good farm. We haven't really seen a need for the Sejuani initiation, and it's going to be hard to follow a Zac and a Zoe all around the jungle. I mean, again, you gotta say set too. The whole top side of the map is just continuously staying mobile. So it looks like the trade will be answered. Everybody's gonna be swapping the map now. Sets down towards the bot side. Dokla has TP. Now remember, Deus is down from that initial kill, and he had to teleport back into lane. Actually, I should say teleporting after coming back to lane is when he was killed. It's Fragas and Phil moving together now. Looks like they're just going to go ahead and give Wind a bit of solo XP towards this top side. He can obviously stay safe with Tri-Brush there. They don't have too much vision there for him, so he does have to be careful because they cannot see the 3 members of TSM moving up towards the Rift Herald at this moment. Drowsy going over onto Phil. That's going to be a Petal Star that hits! Oh, the follow-up Petal Star was just short, but it's going to be the bullet time anyways. And the distance that this TSM team can follow up with, even from the AD carry position, is huge. Lost picks up a kill for himself. That's going to be a BF sword that was able to follow through with that damage. And you can just see the discrepancies in the lane. It feels good for Wind to have the Sheen, but the Sheen doesn't follow up like a BF sword is going to follow up. Tuesday still has that blast down from the previous game, and he's going to fall to TSM. The rinse and repeat here and they are quickly to gain tempo and control the pace of this game here. Just 10 minutes in, 4-0. They are making moves all around the map. They have seemed to know that CLG was going to swap it. Obviously, the back from the bot lanes was about the same time at 8 minutes. So I think both teams read the fact that they were going top, but no vision was really set up by CLG towards the top side. The 3 members that were under wind as he was farming were able to cycle down towards mid without being seen. TSM moved cleanly from their own blue side down the river and into mid lane without being seen. We saw Fraggus trying to get that vision control just a second before. It was just a tad too late here. Even their vision's being cleaned out now, and it's gonna be tough for them to get back towards this top lane safely. There's Win doing what he can, hopping over walls and making his way over there as he used Arcane Shift to get here up to the bottom of your screen. Even taking the risky path. Not having the vision no he wanted. And it's going to get pushed right into the turret once again. 2 plates on that top side. Rift Herald is in favor of TSM's Pika. So if they decide to use it top, that turret drops immediately, perfectly at 2 plates left. See where the other ones are at. 5 in the mid lane, 5 on the bot lane. And just about dropped there for the side of Tuesday. So the minions that have been able to crash in and the autos provide it. Oh, the flash is just about to come up. That's when you play a little bit more aggressive. Scat of the week immediately. He misses on one. Flashes forward. They're doing quite a bit to get it. That was the flash for Evolve. So they actually wanted to capitalize on that super hard. And everything kind of missed. Tuesday, he did it in the first gank and got a super unlucky situation, but it's also well played by Evolved. And he does it there in another gank, where he's got the footwork on Syndra, one of the most immobile, to avoid these ganks by 2 champions that can get you from such a distance that you're almost done once they initiate. So huge props. We got a kill on bot side as I'm just blowing up Tuesday here. He's gone down twice, but he's actually playing his heart out in that mid lane to stay alive and has great CS lead. Bot lane goes down. That's going to be Deus as the map is switched once more. Here we go. Treats and Lost now down with Spica. And you can't really do much in a 3v1 as they take down the top laner. He is now also 0-2 and 0 as the solo lanes are feeling the pain of TSM. Oh, the bubble hits him. The scatter doesn't. The follow-up and the damage comes through. Oh, I think Tuesday wanted to challenge that. Caster Curse. He played that thinking he had the damage and he would be able to just take the wave to the turret, but he missed the scatter, and the scatter mattered, baby. Oh, he goes down quick. That is an unfortunate one. You hate to see it, as they say. Caster Curse comes through once more. Looks like this Drake will also be going in the favor of TSM, and what a quick tempo they have on this game right now. Just head spinning on the side of CLG to figure out how they can stop this from happening. The first way is to put down as many wards as you can. Stop that snowball, figure out where they're coming from, how they're doing it, when they're going to do it, and it becomes even harder versus this TSM comp. This range they have to initiate with. And sometimes you have to rethink where you put your wards for a Nocturne. Here, it's multiple. It's going to be a Zoe bubble coming through walls. It's going to be Spica coming out of somewhere. Dokla's just running around the map, so you can expect him to maybe even come through your base at this point. And it's just so much that can be coming over the wall at you. CLG has really got to get the vision down. They're trying to set that those wards up. A little bit of a line of security over towards that red side, all the way towards the bottom side. The Drake just went down. So we see TSM having so much blue vision down there. We'll see where they decide to move those pink wards. Now it's going to be a game of cat and mouse of where the next wards go for CLG. 6-0 though for TSM. This is when it gets scary for Phil. Support mains get scared when this is the score and your team's got to be farming. You're the one that's got to go ward. You're going to be alone for a moment and things like that happen. A quick initiation and 3 TSM members pop out of the woodwork. Phil doing what he can from range. Lost with a nice dodge. Gets out of the slow as well. Drops the bullet range and the bullet time. And it looks like it's going to be his death going down. Oh my god, he gets the kill. That's going to be a bit of a triumph coming back. Oh, I never should have doubted one. But Fraggus was able to come up with a retribution kill there. That's a big shutdown. Gold into the hands of Fraggus. And now Dokla dodging out on that Wrath of Winter. And it looks like he'll be able to get a run here over the pit.
Red team's
No?
turret has been
Sneaky. So he's going to have an Arctic Assault as he goes up towards the top side here. Smite's red for health, and looks like he can Arctic Assault through. Unless they get him. Ah, he walked himself right into death. That'll happen. 9-1 with 15 minutes on that clock. Deus working towards the top side of the map. They're still keeping things in mind that they need to do. Don't just group for fights. If the teleport's up, let's go to the side lanes and get what we can out of that and the resources that can be pushed out. So that turret is set up and prepped up to be taken down. Tuesday's going to go and cleanse that bubble off, so he will not get drowsy whatsoever. His cleanse is down, though, and there's many, many times when I think he's wishing he has more than one cleanse at this point, because it is relentless ganks in the mid lane, relentless hits towards Deus as well. And now only that the map has started to become a little broken apart has CLG been able to find a kill onto TSM, who's always on the forefront of these initiations. And even if it is just one person who seems to be out and up the river without a paddle by themselves, everybody's coming down on the Whitewater Rapid right behind him. Here's Spica. You'll see Lost there quick. It's not actually going to be Zoe. Evolve stays towards that mid lane. So it looks like it's just a trickling stream this time, not a big follow-up. Looking for every metaphor we could say of how this TSM comp works. I think that might have been the weirdest one. I'm still waiting for the Spica initiation with Cosmic Radiance. You see this guy fly in with an ultimate that he's completely protected with. I think Treats has yet to ult, actually. No big fights just yet. Grouping up towards the bot side of the map. 3 versus 3, 4 versus 3. Over the wall comes the initiations. Cosmic Radiance finally goes down as the bullet time reigns over Counter Logic Gaming. And now Tuesday is here. Force of Will onto one of his orbs, and it looks like he won't be able to get too much damage or slow down with that to prep any follow-up. God, paddle stars flying everywhere. A scatter back as they try to answer short to long range munitions. And here he comes once again. He had the stun on him. Dazzle him down. It's going to be Tuesday trying to dodge this time, but he cannot, and he goes down. 17.5 minutes, and the inhibitor turrets are getting knocked down by TSM. They are on the steps of CLG's base. One more drowsy over to Phil. He'll be able to walk out of that one safely. And TSM is not giving CLG a chance to breathe here. Complete suffocation strategy with this team that continues to follow up on initiations and just, frankly, does not stop initiating. They came in ready to win. I think they might have a date tonight. We'll see. 3-0-2 for Evolve. 3-0-4 for Spica. 1-0-2 for Dokla. And Lost did go down by himself on the bot side valiantly, though. Almost kept himself alive. 3-1-0. And that was picked up by Fragus. So you get a bit more tank in initiation, but I think you want more power. Deus on the Triforce. Still waiting here for 18 minutes for an item for Tuesday, who has had nothing but the CS to his name, and that becomes so difficult when you're fighting against constant initiations. Look at that gold difference of 7,300 to 5,400, and across the board too. The difference is you need to wait for one of those fights, or obviously pick up the outer gold turrets, outer turret gold, I should say, but wait for one of those fights where TSM just gets too excited. They feel too good. They're overzealous with the power that they have, and they get themselves into a bad situation. Treats, right? If you're out and ready, which is scary for CLG to be out and ready in their own jungle without vision, you can take down somebody like that. But the wards have to be replaced. TSM has consistently been clearing, but also placing those wards. I actually think they're sitting on mostly wards to place with still that one sweeper, which means CLG is forced to play another sweeper and continuously get themselves a bit of fog of war to play in. Spica again, walking through here. Not somebody you can initiate on, so it has to be a good window for CLG. Lost pushing up the bot side of the map. Dope is going to be pushing up mid without TP. He's just staying half a jungle away. Darkened Blade for Deus, easily clearing out minions one after the other with all 3 Qs, so he's safe. Mid's going to be cleared by Tuesday, so you can see the orbs coming out from him, but it's so touch and go. Shots from Wind are going to try to prep TSM for a bit of a fight that CLG could win, but the redemption comes out immediately. from the hands of Treats, channeling from over the wall, Spica, and he's gonna go in hard. Arctic Assault immediately does stop Spica. Really nicely done by Fragus, but the follow-up damage is just so much from TSM. Even though the initiation was thwarted, they have the follow DPS. This initiation under the turret's gonna be huge with the Rift Herald, and Spica jumps in one more time just to deter TSM. Dokla's in with the face breaker, but they can't get Tuesday all the way down just yet. And they are breaking the base at 20 minutes into the game. We just got Rift Herald, or Baron onto the map, I should say. And they do lose Evolved. That's what we were looking for when they get a little overzealous, when they push a little too hard. An inhibitor going down does make you feel great. You know you have a bit of room to lose, if you will, on the side of TSM. And CLG has quite a bit of room to make up now. One of those kills going over onto Tuesday. He's going to feel great to start getting a few of those items in. The Luden's now creating a bit more damage that he can scatter amongst the team. But nothing super impactful just yet. A very big hill to climb here for Counter Logic Gaming. This is the time that they need to start bringing it back into their favor. It's around the second half of the split. Week 6 starts off tomorrow. They have Immortals, then it's Liquid and Evil Geniuses on week 7. A lot of the top teams are what they face here towards the end of the split. As we're coming back around it, and FlyQuest and Cloud9 with their week 5. So they do pass a few that were already troublesome to some of the rest of the teams. Things to look at for this. Where are the initiations coming from for CLG? We talked about TSM quite a bit here, but now 21 minutes in, once you get choked up into these areas, TSM has to maybe worry about where Fragus is, where Deus can get to the back line. TSM does have a lot going forward. So if Win can keep himself safe, if Tuesday can get to a safe spot, then maybe the back line is open, right? Maybe Treats isn't focused as much on saving Lost, or Evolved can get popped. We just saw that happen. Very conditional things that have to happen for CLG to make it to that back line. The front to back fight is almost impossible here from TSM. Spica ready to fight at a moment's notice. Treats right by his side as always. And you can see they're actually tethered together whenever they are close. Treats and Lost now get tethered together. You can see wherever that shield goes, the quick heal is going to be Tarek's partner for that fight. Also the Cosmic Radiance separation between those two. Spica putting himself, he's saying, what's over the wall? What can we see? Can we get an initiation? They kind of gave away what was on the other side of that wall, and he's happy to jump into it for the rest of his team to go in. He still has the passive to go through. They may be able to fight around it. Remember, there's actually no wave here for TSM, so maybe a little ahead of themselves to get into that. One Darkened Blade comes up, and just a few shots back means Deus does not want to do that again. Dokla's on the mid lane. They're going to lose one member on the side of TSM, but CLG is going to start losing more of their base. The Nexus turrets are getting hit by super minions, and 2-on-1 turret will be able to take it down before those super minions die. That's going to be another inhibitor going down. CLG has to go for broke here, but they are going to have every member up, but not every summoner spell, and that might be what matters. Treats looking for the dazzle back. Dokla comes in with a big punch for himself, and Evolved with these paddle stars is ridiculous. Ultimate's halfway on cooldown for Lost, so you're not going to see any bullet time reigning over CLG at just this moment. That Nexus turret very, very low at this point. Evolved forward onto Phil, gets a shield onto himself, but it almost does not matter. A sliver of health as he limps back to the fountain to heal up. The rest of the team of CLG doing the same, as it looks like TSM could be here to stay. They're just so far ahead in every way this game. They can continue to fight, heal up. Cloud Drake is going to be the Drake that changes the rift, but it's not going to be something they even need to fight for at this point. Dokla has to go in at this point, and this is when TSM could have overstepped one more time. CLG gets a few more of these and they complete items, and there might be a light at the end of the tunnel, but right now TSM is kind of playing with their food, and CLG is trying to hold on by a thread. Evolved baiting in here with Spica taking chickens, as they still have a red buff to bait after as well. Tarek gonna go back as Treats goes ahead and refreshes himself and wards in his inventory. A chance now to start at the Drakes. I feel like Spica, he tried to go for the drive. Oh my god, he gets it! Can he get out though? Passes down from the last fight. This is going to be a stopwatch, not a Zanya's. He may be able to keep himself alive. You have to be kidding me. CLG is just so turned by this. They want to get that kill. They're going to throw themselves into the fire to try and get it. They did not want to lose that soul, and they know that's pretty much it. So they are going to give it their last drop of blood on this fight. Dokla's taking 2 on the back line right now as Fragus limps away with a sliver of health. Oh, the super minion turned away, but he's going to get hit by the caster minions anyways. What is going on right now? 25 minutes on the clock, and TSM is storming through this game, 13-4. They're going to push themselves to 6-5 to find a positive scoreline coming into the second half of the split as CLG will continue to work on what troubles the team. TSM coming up with a win as they take down the Nexus of Counter Logic Gaming.